Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, it is currently 3:30 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. We literally got in from brunch about 10 or 15 minutes ago. Okay, get all my stuff settled. I'm moving my coffee over, and I'm moving my phone over, and my glasses. I have my blue reading glasses out here. You know what's so funny? So many people, well, not so much on YouTube, but like in real life, when I pull these out like at restaurants and stuff, they're like, I love the color of those glasses. I love how they are. I think these are the Miklos. Does it say on here which ones they are? Oh, it says the D28. So these are like the D28s. I love the size of them. I don't necessarily love the color. Although I do like to wear like bright colors and stuff like that. So I'm trying to, in the last couple years, or I've been trying to wear more color and not just like black and, you know. Well, when I film videos, I usually just wear a black t-shirt and stuff like that. But I've been wearing some different t-shirts. That's not necessarily true. Well, I mean, I wear the black t-shirts with the recovery sayings on them and other t-shirts that are black. I wear a lot of black, I do. It is cold in Indianapolis today. It is currently, I think it was 44 when we were coming back from brunch, because I looked over at the temperature gauge. Let's see what the temperature is in Indianapolis right now. It is currently, oh, it says 62. Oh no, 46. 46 degrees. Special weather statement. I just put my glasses away. What is the special weather statement? I swear if it says snow, I'm going to lose my mind. It was supposed to snow 2 months ago. Okay. Freezing temperatures expected across central Indiana tonight. Low temperatures tonight across central Indiana are expected to fall below freezing. Central Indiana is expected to see low temperatures on Monday morning in the middle to upper 20s, resulting in a hard freeze. Oh, wow. The official growing season in central Indiana has not yet begun. Oh, she's going to be sad about that because she started planting across the street. However, recent warm weather has resulted in some scattered growth of plants. A hard freeze on early Monday morning will damage, kill, or stunt the growth of these plants. If you have agricultural interests, take measures to protect these plants or bring them indoors. What's it supposed to be tomorrow? What's the temperature tomorrow? Ooh, a high of 39. Tomorrow's going to be another one of those days I don't know how much I'm going to get done, because I was actually thinking, because I didn't film, I haven't really filmed a lot. Well, I guess Friday I went to the meeting, and then I came back and I filmed like, I don't know how many videos I filmed. 4 or 5, 6, something like that. I feel like I filmed a lot of videos on Friday. And then yesterday I just filmed my vlog. And so today I was planning on either taking the day off or just filming a vlog. But then when I was like getting ready, I was like, well, maybe I'll film a Peterisms video at least today. But Alex and I are going to watch, we're going to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, and then Untucked as well. We'll probably take a nap at some point. And then I am kind of feeling like watching, well, so I got a bunch of my books that I ordered. Did I tell you guys I ordered more books? I ordered a bunch of like LGBTQIA plus books for the summer to read. Interestingly enough, that's like one genre like I don't read a lot of. I don't read a lot of like gay fiction. Oh, I talked about this the other day because I was telling you guys about books from back in the day. So I ordered a bunch of them. Well, like 4 of them came today, but one of the books that I ordered was by Benjamin Eilier Signs. I don't think that's how you pronounce his last name, but I never pronounced it correctly. And he's who wrote Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which they made into a movie. I've never seen the movie. And so it came out like 2 years ago or whatever. It's like on streaming apps and stuff. I've been wanting to see it forever. So maybe today I might watch that movie. But I bought, actually I thought I had read like everything of his, but they must have like republished a bunch of his books, because I talked about the book of his, I think it's a collection of short stories, and it's called like Everything Ends at the Kentucky Club or something like that, which I didn't know he won an award for. I have that one inside. I think I got it off of Thrift Books like years ago. But I bought this book, and it was called The Last Cigarette in the World or something like that, and it's basically a memoir of his like addiction issues and things like that. And so that came today, and that made me think of that. So I was like, oh, I wonder if Alex would like to watch that movie as well. So I'll see if he wants to watch that movie. But I'll probably take a nap at some point too, because it's good napping weather today. And probably by the time I get done with the vlog, I'll be like, yeah, I don't feel like filming a Peterisms video. But I might, I don't know, we'll have to see. I mean, it doesn't take me long, and I just want to, I was thinking about like maybe like, you know, reading some meditations and getting a good start for the week ahead. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we went to brunch. Alex had his, well, so it's seasonal, and they're getting ready to get rid of it. Because like in the spring or summer, they get rid of the turkey chili, which is like his favorite. When they don't have the turkey chili, he gets, because they exchange it, like in the spring and summer, they exchange it for, I can't remember what it's called. Some chicken soup, but he doesn't like it. And so then that's when he gets a tomato artichoke, which is fantastic there. Their tomato artichoke soup is unbelievable. But until then, he gets a turkey chili. He loves that. So he got a bowl of turkey chili, and then he got the Cuban, which is what he always gets. Everybody I know gets the Cuban. Caroline gets the Cuban. Tanya gets the Cuban. Valerie and her boyfriend get the Cuban. I feel like everybody that I know that goes to Patachute gets the Cuban. And somebody commented on my video last week, and they said, they asked me what was in the Cuban, because they said that, like, well, Alex must really, really like it. What's in the Cuban? And I used to, like, I would say every, like, time that we would get it, what was in the Cuban, and then I thought it was boring. So it's been a while since I've said it. So this is what's in the Cuban. The Cuban is black beans and rice, and then, so Alex is not somebody that loves, like, breakfast food. He did not grow up, like, eating, like, pancakes, omelets, like, apparently in Venezuela, like, they don't eat, like, breakfasty kind of foods like that. It's more like black beans, rice, you know, like, might mix in some eggs and things like that, but, like, it's not, like, breakfast like we would consider breakfast in the United States. So he's never been somebody that, like, he might get an omelet every once in a while, but very rarely. If they have something like that, this is what he goes to. So it's black beans and rice, and then, oh, who's coming up here? This must be an Amazon package. Is it an Amazon package? It's like a regular car. Hold on just a second. Oh, it's an Amazon package. I also ordered some deodorant, and I ordered, because it's like cheaper online. You can buy it like bulk online, this deodorant that I'm into. It's the Degree deodorant, but it's the spray, and I like the coconut one. I think that's the one I got. And then, is she even bringing it over here? She got some. I got the coconut one, but I also like the icy one. It's like Mountain Ice. And then I also like the vetiver and something. She must have a million packages. She's gone into the back of the passenger seat on the left, the back of the passenger seat on the right. Now she's in the trunk looking for whatever it is. It's so funny, like, whenever, like, Amazon packages look, if I go pick it up. I'll be right back. Hold on a second. Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Cold today.
It's a little chilly. There you go. Have a good day.
Picture everything.
Oh, you're
Okay.
good.
Oh, thank you so much. Drive safe.
Thank you.
I think this is going to be my deodorant. Which is so funny because I just ordered it last night. Do you guys want to see what it is? Well, I should make sure it's for me first. I ordered Boo Radley food. Maybe it's his food. And I also ordered him more pill pockets. Maybe it's pill pockets. Oh no, it's these treats that he loves. I think they're that brand Rachel Ray or whatever. I can't find them anywhere else except for online. I think I bought them like at Target the first time. They're these roaster things. See, most of these things, like, people talk about Chewy. I actually think that the website Chewy, like my neighbor across the street, he's always trying to get me to order stuff on Chewy. I think it's more expensive than Amazon. So I got like 1, 2, 3, 5 of these. And it was like, I mean, I have the Prime, so it's like, you know, you get cheaper free delivery and things like that. So 5 of these, and it was like less than $25. So, like, I don't know, these were like, I think they were like $4 something each, which is not bad for dog treats, like these. And they're, I don't want to open it, but if you can see, they're like little bits of chicken. I I feel like I might have gotten the first one at Target. And then I got online and I was like, oh, they're cheaper on Amazon than they are anywhere else. Deodorant, I will tell you, is cheaper on Amazon because I buy it in bulk. And here's the thing, like, it's even cheaper than Costco. But they don't have the different scents that I like at Costco, which is the other thing. But when you, I mean, with things like deodorant and whatever, it's, I think I bought like a 3-pack or a 5-pack or something like that. I think I bought 2 3-packs of different scents. I got the, which one did I get? I got the coconut one and the mountain ice, I think. So anyway, what was I talking about before that? Oh, the Cuban. So what's in the Cuban? So it's mostly rice, like on the bottom, and then it's black beans, and then you can get, I think you get 1 or 2 eggs. I think it's 2 eggs. I think Alex gets 2 eggs. Caroline usually gets 1. And you can get the egg however you want it. You can get it like, you know, sunny side up. You can get it scrambled. You can get, like, Caroline gets hers scrambled. Alex gets his scrambled. You can get your egg however you want. And then there's also like a pesto kind of sauce in it. And then he puts sriracha in it. What am I forgetting? There's there's tons of avocado on top of it. What is it called the Cuban anywhere? Is in a, I feel like it's not just like at Cafe Padish that they call it. Oh, it's a Cuban sandwich. Okay, let's look up the menu at Cafe Padish. Cafe Padish. It must just be there then, if they call it that. I didn't know that. You guys will be surprised by what I got today. Surprise. That'll be my thumbnail. I gotta remember where I put that. I never can remember. Okay, Cafe Padish menus. Breakfast. See, okay, here's our menu. Oh, shit. And then, here's our different omelets. And that's namesakes. The double major, which is new. That's old major chorizo, white cheddar, avocado salsa. The California Dreamer, that's what I usually get right here. Avocado, white cheddar, sour cream, jalapenos. But I get the jalapenos taken out, I sub horseradish, and then I dip it in Dijon mustard. The omelet you can't refuse. Okay, so I used to get this one, and it's huge omelet. It's bacon, white cheddar, sour cream, potatoes, and I would get the bacon taken out of it, sub Gouda. Do you guys remember that from back in the day? The Overachiever, the Hippie with the Bins, that's like their one of their vegetarian omelets. Spinach, tomatoes, mushrooms, and feta. It's not very good. People say it's great, but it's not very good. They actually have a vegan waffle there, or vegan omelet there, but it has like no thing about it. Where's specialties? Where's it at? Oh, there's ricotta, scrambled eggs. It's vegetarian. It's artisan sourdough. So it's sourdough bread, toasted, chili oil, chili flakes, and chives. And then I got avocado add on it. I got that a while ago. That was good. Their avocado toast is good. Their waffle is good, but I like their gluten-free waffle better. Their croissant French toast, powdered sugar pecans, warm syrup, and fresh fruit. It's delicious. Cuban breakfast. Fried egg. I know the sunlight is like crazy today. It keeps on going in and out. Fried egg over seasoned black beans, rice, white cheddar, avocado, sour cream, spinach, jalapeno, pesto, vegan option available. And then you can also get chorizo in there as well, but Alex doesn't do that. Today, what I got was the granola bowl. They were all telling me I needed to get it with yogurt, but I wasn't like really hungry because last night, Peter was not good last night. Peter got Cheesecake Factory last night because Alex was out to dinner. I got Cheesecake Factory last night and I'm very, very full. Cheesecake with cheesecake on my health journey. So I got the granola bowl last night, which is a choice of dairy or non-dairy milk. I got oat milk, a Padish original or vegan granola, and fresh berries. And so I love their granola there. They sent me a package of it when I did like a review. They sent me like a coffee mug. I think I showed it over here on some channel. But they sent me like a bag of the granola and I loved it. It has like dried cherries and stuff in it. So I got a little cup of the granola and then they put blueberries and strawberries on top of it, just a few. Probably like 10 blueberries and like 3 or 4 strawberries. And then I got oat milk and poured it in there, and that was what I had. Plus coffee, which I'm drinking right now. Highlander grog. They didn't have flavored coffee today. So that's what they have on there. Now, at some of the restaurants, they have cheeseburgers, which Caroline always says, I wish that they had a cheeseburger, but they don't ever have it at the place that we go to. They have it at the different places. So, now I've told them forever, I'm like, you guys really need to get, like, a vegan, like, because they have, you can see on here, the sides, a la carte, bacon. Well, their potatoes are really, really good. I used to get their potatoes, but I don't anymore. Just because it's like too filling, and I would always bring home like half of my bagel and then the potatoes. But anyway, that's what Alex gets, is a Cuban. And so he actually just took a couple bites of it and then he brought the rest of it home. So he'll probably heat it up for dinner later tonight. So yeah, man, I didn't realize okay, so I am sorry that these vlogs are getting up later, you guys. When I upload videos on my phone, it takes a shorter period of time. But it still takes like 45 minutes to an hour, which means I don't have my phone for 45 minutes to an hour. And so last night's vlog was like an hour and 20 minutes. So if I uploaded it on my phone, and I was like calling and talking to people and stuff like that, if I uploaded it on my phone, it was going to be like an hour and a half that I wasn't going to have my phone. Because I can't like talk on my phone and do stuff like when I'm uploading the video. It has to just sit there. So I had to upload it on the computer. Well, because it was so long, any vlog that's over like 50 minutes, it takes like it'll come up, it'll say 2 hours and 50 minutes. But then it has to process after that. If anybody that's ever uploaded a video on YouTube, you'll know what I'm talking about. And our internet is slow. It's slow as Christmas. I can remember at Caroline's house, it's like super quick. Ours is slow as Christmas. And there aren't any other options here because at Caroline's house, I was like, Caroline, I want to get the internet that you have. And she goes, they don't offer it in your neighborhood. I know, because her parents used to live over here. And she was like, they only have like 2 options and they're both really, really slow. So there's not an option for a fast internet provider over here. So it's really slow. So to upload a vlog of over like 50 minutes, first of all, you have to render it, okay? It takes about 20 minutes to a half an hour to render it. That's when you put it in an iMovie to get it formatted. Then you upload it, and it takes about 2 hours and 50 minutes, where I'm constantly going back and forth to check and see if it's like whatever. So it's almost 3 hours. So now we're at like 3.5 hours, okay? And then after that it comes up and it'll be like 52 minutes of processing, but it really like slows a lot. It goes a lot faster than that, so it's really like 20 minutes of 10 or 20 minutes of processing. So now we're at like 3 hours and 40 minutes, okay? And then it goes through this process called checking, which is where they like check all the videos on YouTube. It's something that they started doing like 2-3 years ago. I think it was like 2 years ago. And the checking process can take anywhere from, like, on some videos that I post, and it doesn't matter how long the video really is. Like, it can be a 8-minute video, and the checking process can be an hour, or it could be a 2-hour video, and the checking process could be 1 minute. Like, it doesn't really matter. It just is like, it depends on the day, depends on how many people are uploading videos, I think, and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't usually take me a very long time for my channels. I don't know why. Like, some of them it'll take longer than others. I do notice that it has to do with the time of day, and it has to do with, like, if it's a day that people are uploading a lot of videos and stuff like that. But, like, on my vlogs sometimes, it's been like 2 hours and it's stuck in checking. So that's why my video got up late last night. The night before, it got up late because I fell asleep and then I didn't post it till after I woke up. And then when I woke up at first, I kind of had forgotten that the vlog was still going. So I know people are really used to like me posting my vlogs between like around 9:30 because I was doing that every single night. And I would love to have like a time where I would say, okay, the vlog's going to be posted by this time every single day. But as like the warmer weather comes around, I never really have had a specific time that I posted my vlogs, but I know that I said that not too long ago that I'd like to have like that be the time. And I have been posting them earlier, but then I don't have my phone if I upload them on my phone for a while. The only time I really ever upload them on my phone is if I'm like, I know that by the time I go to bed tonight, I'm not going to be able to have this vlog up. It's going to take too long. That's really the only time I do it. And then also, like anytime we go on vacation, like getting ready to go to Florida and stuff like that, anytime we go on vacation, you know that those are going to be really late vlogs. Like those will be posted at like, I mean, I don't usually vlog until after we're done with everything for the day, and so those vlogs get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I just want people like that are new to the channel to know that, like not be like, oh, did Peter not post today? Like the vacation vlogs always get up later. So I'm gonna do my best to get them up. Like, well, today's vlog probably, because I'm, you know, what time is it? Is it even 4 yet? It's 3:50. Today's vlog, because it's still rather early, will probably get up earlier. I mean, I'll probably be done by, well, I can't even imagine that I'll vlog for another 40 minutes. I can't imagine this will be another hour vlog tonight. I don't feel like I have that much to say. Maybe I do, I don't know. But let's just say if I do, by 4:30, you know, even if it takes me 4 hours, I mean, that's 8:30, so it'll be up by like 8:30 today. But yeah, and the vlog is also usually the last video that I wait to post for the day. I don't know if today I'll make a Peterisms video, because like I was saying earlier, I thought, well, maybe that would be a good way to like start the week, is by doing a Peterisms video today. I have a couple different drama videos to make. I have like a list of some things. I was going to do I have a Q&A to do. I was going to do a follow-up of Kate Middleton. Here, I'm just going to put, here, we'll just put out, you guys want to see this in real life? Okay. Here, we're going to, do you know what I should do? I'm going to put my vlog on my Instagram story so y'all can see yourselves today. Okay. I'm putting this up there. What, you guys can be part of my thing. What drama videos do you guys want to see this week? Let's see what people say. And I'll put a little box. I love doing the little box things. I already am thinking about doing, hold on a second. I'm already thinking about doing a video on Kate Middleton. I've gotten a couple people that have asked me to do videos on, I mean, this is the thing. People, like, whenever they send me, like, messages, they send me messages about, like, the same people. I know people are so tired of hearing me talk about James Charles and the same people, and, you know, people have been sending me stuff about Raw Beauty Christie. People, like, really want me to make a video about her. I don't know. We'll just see. So anyway, so you guys got to be part, did I forget to post it? You guys got to be part of Instagram in the making. Did I post it? Hold on a second. Yep, here it is. That should be my thumbnail. I posted all these. Oh, I posted one last night about scariest or best true crime documentaries. Then I posted this little quote. A quote, not a meme. Don't make yourself small for anyone. Be the awkward, funny, intelligent, beautiful little weirdo that you are. Don't hold back. Weirded out. And this picture of this house. There's this artist. I love this artist. I don't know what his name is. I think he's Italian. I always am posting quotes, rescue dogs, and artwork over my... This one says, there's something unique within you that the world needs. And then this little picture of this mouse, which I love so much. And this one says, this is about home. It's a little picture of a house. And it says, home is not just a place, it's a feeling. And then, of course, that one. That makes you guys all famous. All famous. Oh wait, somebody just sent me something about Michaela Nagara. Oh. Melissa posted, here's her St. Patrick's Day picture. She said, "Kiss me, I rescue animals." Happy St. Patrick's Day. Oh, here's Alex's mom. She put up a Instagram. Here's all of our friends downtown at the St. Patrick's Day parade. And here I am. Oh, this is what I was going to tell you guys. So a lot of Alex's cousins. So Alex's dad has two brothers, and they both passed away, those brothers. But the brother that he was, had a brother and a sister. The brother that he was like the closest to in age had 3 sons, which are all about Alex's age. They all live here. They all live close to like Alex's mom's house. Well, one of them moved to Miami, Florida. But 2 of them live close to where Alex's mom lives. So anyway, one of their sons is, which I can remember when they moved here, and he was like 3 or something like that. Would that make sense? Oh yeah, because Alex and I have been together 15 years. So he is now in a marching band. And they're always posting stuff about him being in a marching band and stuff like that. Which I had so many friends when I was in high school that were in marching band. I loved going to the state marching band competitions. And I mean, to this day, when people are like, they're like, well, who was like big? If you're from Indiana and you were in marching band, people are like, well, because I went to Carmel. Carmel was like big marching band, big choir, the ambassadors for the show choir. Carmel was big football. Carmel was big sports always. I mean, Carmel was one of the most competitive schools, but like it was a big marching band school as well. And, so a lot of my friends were in marching band, and so I would go to all the state competitions, and people just say, they're like, well, who was like really good? I'm like, Center Grove was really, really good back in the day. Highland was really good. I mean, I remember like all the bands from back in the day that were like really good marching bands. And so, and I can remember, it's just like, I can remember going to I can remember growing up and never being interested in that stuff at all. And then you go to a marching band competition, and it is like, you see like the people doing the flags and the rifles and just the turning of it and how precise it is. I mean, it is beautiful. Marching band competitions are beautiful. They are amazing. And I can just remember being like, it's so exciting, you know? And, so, and like the dancing and stuff that goes on with like all the marching band dancers and stuff like that, it's just like so synchronized and so unbelievable. It's like beautiful. I mean, technical down to like the very detail. Well, anyway, he is in marching band, and they were showing this thing, and I was like, where is there a parade? Like in their town is so small. I was like, is there a parade? They're in Dublin, Ireland. His marching band went to Dublin, Ireland for St. Patrick's Day. And I started getting so teary-eyed, you guys, because it says, like, they just have it, like, posted. She has it posted, his wife, on her Instagram. And so it says, watch full reel. And so I went to go watch the full reel, and, I was like, what are they playing? And it was like, do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. They're playing Sweet Caroline. And I was like, I got so teary-eyed out here watching it before I started vlogging. And I was like, I love that. I miss my friends going to, we go down to the, the Hoosier Dome? We go to Market Square Arena or the Hoosier Dome. I don't think the Hoosier Dome's even around anymore. Is it around? It's Lucas Oil Stadium. They change all the names of everything every couple years. I mean, forever. I graduated. So this is what's so funny. Like when people like follow the Grateful Dead and Dave Matthews, they'll refer to the Deer Creek shows, okay? And Deer Creek is this like pavilion out in the middle of nowhere. And it's like been around since I was probably like in junior high. Well, my high school graduation was at Deer Creek. But now Deer Creek has changed its name so many times. I think it's called, it was Klipsch last time, because that's like the company that owned it. And then they changed it again. I don't know what it's called, but I will forever call it Deer Creek, always. And it was so funny because I was talking to Emily Baker, and like Emily Baker, like a lot of people are like, oh, it's so funny when you mention her. Emily Baker is like one of my really good friends. Like she's been so sweet and so supportive of me through the years, and we always just like talk about Bravo and stuff like that, and she's so hilarious. But she loves Dave Matthews, and she said, oh my god, when you said that in a video about it'll always be Deer Creek to you, she goes, it'll always be Deer Creek to me too, because that's where the Dave shows were, at Deer Creek. I actually saw Dave Matthews when it was Deer Creek, like years and years and years ago. It was the summer after I got sober, so that would have been 95. So whatever summer shows of 95 at Dave Matthews, I saw at Deer Creek. Okay, Hoosier Dome. I don't think the Hoosier Dome is called, oh, it says it's 9.6 miles away. Is it still the Hoosier Dome? I don't know why. Hoosier Dome. Hoosier Dome is a DIY music venue and community space. Why did I think it was where the Colts played? History. Groundbreaking on the Hoosier Dome occurred May 1982. The air-supported dome roof was... The camera stopped and I looked up. I was laughing. I was talking about the Hoosier Dome. Did it stop before I was talking about the Hoosier Dome? Well, they ripped down the Hoosier Dome and they put up the Lucas Oil Stadium. And then I was like, I don't remember the last time that I went to a concert downtown. I was like trying to think of it. I always remember going down there to see Lady Gaga. And it was the Fame Monster Tour. I remember because our friend, she like had her hair done that day, and she had that big bow. Her hair, she had real long blonde hair, and she had her hair done into that big bow, and the bow kept on like going to the side. And she was wrapped in the tape and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that was a good concert. That was really, really fun. We all went out to eat first. I don't love to eat before concerts. What was another concert that I went to downtown? Well, DJs and stuff like that, but they used to play at this place called the Pavilion. And so, but that wasn't like a big concert venue kind of place. Rufus Du Sol, we saw there. But like it wasn't huge. Like Alex's friend that passed away in the car accident, like his best friend, I don't know if you guys remember that, but Alex's best friend, his best male friend, died in a car accident several years ago. And God, how long ago has that been now? 4 or 5 years ago? His memorial was at this place called the Pavilion, which was also where we saw Rufus Du Sol and stuff like that. Who was the last concert that was it Ultra last year? God, I don't even know. Man, I used to love going to concerts when I was a kid. I'm not a kid, but when I was like high school into college, even after I got sober, I had a friend of mine. So I got sober, and my friend that I went to kindergarten, elementary, junior high, high school, college, and graduate school with, she introduced me to this guy, and I became really, really good friends with him. And he worked in the music industry here in Indianapolis. And he was kind of like work and go home. He like didn't go out, he didn't party, and so she thought, I mean, he didn't drink, he didn't use drugs or anything, which sadly, he got involved in a lot of all of that stuff. I don't think he got clean, but I think he cleaned his act up later. I see pictures of him every once in a while with other people online, but like I haven't talked to him in years and years and years. Super nice guy. I mean, honest to God, like I say this about a certain like group of people, like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. I don't really truly think I would be here if it wasn't for him. I mean, I had like no friends in early sobriety, and like he didn't drink and he didn't smoke weed. And he did smoke cigarettes. And I can remember we would just like smoke one cigarette for another. He would make me all these mixtapes in his apartment. And we would sit around there and we would get like, fountain pops or drink coffee. And he just was a really good guy. He was a really good friend to me. Really entertained me. Like, cause I was just bored all the time because I didn't have a lot of people that were young and sobriety at that time. And he wasn't sober, but I can remember we would just like sit for hours. He loved music. I can remember we listened to this. I actually downloaded it not too long ago. I think about him all the time because he introduced me to some fantastic music. I remember Naomi Campbell, the model, came out. Here's my favorite neighbors right here. Oh, she's all coated up today. She's got that coat all the way up today. Cold. It's a good day for chili today.
You're right. I'd like to see if I have any.
You're going to have to make some.
I'll make it and freeze it.
Aww. Enjoy your day.
You too.
But Naomi Campbell had come out with some like dance song. I remember it was really good. And then Liza Minnelli came out with this whole like dance CD. She did like remixes of like people. I remember she did that Pet Shop Boys song, I think about you, do. But anyway, I just not too long ago got online and like bought those songs like on iTunes. I buy all my songs on iTunes. Alex is like, you're so silly. Why don't you buy like on Spotify and whatever? And I know that the artists get that money, but like I'm like a believer in like give the artists their money and stuff like that. That's why I don't like fakes. Like I'm not like into the design. You do you. I'm not telling people what to do, but like I like to, don't like to like buy the designer fakes and stuff like that. And even if I can't afford it, I can't afford it. It is what it is, right? Like I like to like buy local art and stuff like that. There's my neighbor across the street. The pool's almost open. The pool is almost open. I saw you guys unloading your car. Did you have fun? You've got your green on today, too. Bye. That was my neighbor. She's way down there. She's like the neighbor to my neighbor on the corner, and she's who we used to go to the beach or go to the pool with, her and her husband, and she was who I said I wasn't seeing. Remember when I was talking about how she was like this? I love my neighborhood so much. They pulled in, and I kept on saying, are they leaving or are they going? And she just said, we just got back from the beach. And so it's, okay, she was a school teacher for, I have all these neighbors that were school teachers for Catholic schools. This is like a really, really, our neighborhood is like a very, it's kind of strange because you really wouldn't think it was this way, but our neighborhood is a very like, a lot of people in here grew up going to Catholic schools. And then they ended up, a lot of the women worked at Catholic schools. It's a very Catholic, yet very liberal neighborhood down there. Like, a lot of, like... So, the pool conversations are very interesting. But, a lot of the people that, like, grew up, like, they all know each other from, like, feed schools and stuff. Like, when I'm sitting in the pool, they'll be like... I've talked about this before. They'll be like, oh, didn't you go to, like, St. Mary's of the Woods? And, oh, no, I went to, you know, whatever, St. this. And, oh, this person went to St. Simon. And, oh, where'd you go to high school? Did you go to Cathedral Brebeuf? Oh, no, I went to Ron College. I mean, it's always, like, they all know each other from Catholic schools and Catholic school organizations and stuff like that. It's crazy. And then the names, like, all the names, and all the names are Irish. Like, they're all, like, Irish, like O'Flannery and O'Connor and things like that, right? They're all like those kind of names, and so, but anyway, they're always talking about that, but she had all her green on today. She had a green hoodie on, just like me. I told Alex, I said, you didn't wear green today for St. Patrick's Day? He said no. What was I saying? What was I talking about before I got into all that kind of stuff? Oh, buying music. Yeah, I just I like to buy the music. I think it's like, okay, so I was actually, Janet DeLeon, who writes the Misfortune books. So I am part of the Facebook group. It's called like the Instigators or something. She posts stuff in there. It was really interesting. I didn't really understand it, but she was talking about the difference between like if you go through Audible to have your book narrated or you have it narrated on your own. That if you like hire an actor and stuff to do that. So my book that I wrote in 2014, there was actually there was like an audio version of it. Like if you go into, here's my Audible. Right here, here's my Audible. I don't know if I still have it in my library or not. We should look and see. Peter Monn. It doesn't pull up. It should be in my library. Why is it not letting me? All titles. I know I bought it on Audible. Why is it not pulling it up? Oh, here it is. The before, now, and after then. In your library. Here it is. There's my book on Audible. You can listen to it. 6 hours and 54 minutes. So anyway, I don't even remember the synopsis of it. Let's read it. Dating Goldstein has always lived in the shadow of his identical twin brother Sam, but when a hurricane of events forces him into the spotlight, he starts to realize that the only thing he's truly afraid of is himself. With the help of his costume-changing friend Cher, a famous gay uncle with a mysterious past of his own, 2 aging punk rocker parents, and Rusty, the boy who will become something to live for, Danny begins to realize that the music of the heart is truly the soundtrack for the living. I wrote that, by the way, that synopsis. So anyway, if you'd like to hear that book for free, you can't download it on Audible anymore, and it's like $800 on Amazon. I don't know who's selling it, but it's not me. But if you... For your enjoyment, if you have any interest in listening, to my book, the before, now, and after then. It's over on my booktube channel, Peter Likes Books, and there's a playlist. I read the entire thing over there, I think like 3 chapters at a time. And if you have any interest in it, it's about a kid who is going into, I think his senior year in high school, and he had a identical twin brother who is killed in a car accident by a drunk driver. And he kind of always lived in his shadow, and it's him kind of, he was out, but it's him kind of like trying to figure out like who he is now, and going to a new school and falling in love and getting bullied and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, people always think that I based Rusty, the guy that he falls in love with, off of Alex, which is so interesting because there's also like Rusty's sister's name is Maya in there, which I actually did name after Alex's cousin. But Rusty was actually a real guy that I actually had a crush on. And I think I dedicated the book to anybody that's living out there that's going through this, but also to the real Rusty wherever you are. So there was actually a guy when I was in high school that was like the skater guy, and I had this huge crush on him. He was like my very first crush ever that I like ever. And so there was a scene in the book that actually happened in real life, and it was, I had a crush on this guy, and I didn't know, like, I mean, this was like, what, 1987, 1988? I didn't know, like, what it meant to be gay or out or how to talk to somebody or whatever, or have a crush on somebody. And so we were both waiting for rides, and he asked me if I wanted a piece of gum. He offered me a piece of gum, and it was a piece of that, like, clove gum, that blackjack gum. And I was like, thanks. And then, like, I wondered where, oh, here she is, my neighbor. I'll tell her about covering up her plants. Oh, she's got buckets out there. She's about to cover up her plants. But anyway, and then my friend, she met him through some other people, or kind of knew who he was. And so she was trying to find all this stuff out about him, because she was like the one friend that I kind of confided in. I wouldn't say like I was gay or whatever, but I would say like I wondered about him. And he was like the one guy that like I really like started to like fall for. Like I really wanted to know a lot about him, right? And I think she did find out that he was like gay, and he was like out, which was weird for our age. But then he, like 6 months later, his family picked up and moved away, and she said that they like moved away a lot. I've never to this day, I've like looked up every Rusty on social media. I don't know that I would even know him if I saw him today, unless I saw a picture of him back then. But I can still see him here. He had like, he did this to his hair. He took his hair and he like moved them into like spikes and stuff like that. But then he was thin, and he wore jeans, and he like rolled them up like big cuffs, which was weird. And he wore these like Vans back in the day, which like all the skaters wore Vans. And I remember he wore like real long, he had like really like dark hair, but it was like kind of like a strange dark color of hair. It was really cool though. But anyway, it was just, he was like my first crush ever. So anyway, he's who I dedicated the book to. Are you covering your plants because it's gonna freeze? I was just thinking of you, because I was reading on there that it's going to freeze tonight, and you had just planted all those pansies from your pansy roulette.
Well, I'm gonna cover
What's for dinner tonight? Leftovers? I'm ready for you to go to the farmer's market in the summer so you can start bringing me some pie home again. Oh, it starts the 1st of May? Oh God, that pie place, that is the best pie in the whole entire world. I'm gonna have to send you with cash and a list this year. I do love that pie so much. But anyway, what was I saying? I don't even know what I was talking about now. Oh, but Janet DeLeon was talking about how, like, so she's the author of the Misfortune books. I follow, like, it's funny who I follow. Like, I follow, like, Ellen Hopkins, too. Who, by the way, she has a new book coming out. And I think it's part of that original series. 'Cause I just saw it on Facebook today when we were at brunch. Ellen Hopkins, here it is. Where is it at? I swear to God, I just saw this. Now I'm into like 2 days ago. Oh, I forgot. I wrote Ellen Hopkins, like, she and I, like, emailed back and forth years ago. So that's her, like, personal Facebook. Where's her writing? Is this it? It must be. Here it is. It's called Sank by Ellen Hopkins. A new heartbreaking young adult novel in verse about twins separated in the foster care system and the different paths their lives take. She's such a phenomenal writer. The Crank series, that was the first one that I ever read. I need to go in and read some of her books. Her books are so good. Oh my god, do you guys want to see something so funny? Okay, do you remember how I'm talking about, like, those friends of mine that were twins in high school? So she posted on here, I was blessed to visit Maui. She's in Maui. I wish there was a picture of just her so I could show you guys. But one picture, she's with her husband. She's still a total hippie. She's a naturopathic physician. Anyway. So Jana De Leon was talking about how... I thought this was an interesting conversation. Okay, so, like, if you... And I don't remember how it worked for me because the publishing company, which was a boutique publishing company, that is now closed down. So I own the rights to my book, which is why it's not available anywhere because I haven't republished it. So, but originally, like, I really wanted on an Audible. That was important to me, right? So I think because she went in there and she explained it, like, if you go through Audible takes a percentage and the author gets paid the rest, or the publishing company or whatever. The problem is, like any book, people think you, like, make so much money if you write a book. Well, not like mine, but even like bestsellers, right? Like, really what best-selling authors get paid on is their second book, because if their first book does really, really well, then they get an advance on their second book, okay? Unless they have a contract that says they get a certain percentage on all total sales. Which they should be smart enough to have that, which is why they have agents and things like that. I'm never going to be no writer like that, so it's not going to matter, okay? Do I think you can do really well self-publishing on your own? Yes, I do. I think a lot of these cozy mystery writers, I think a lot of these erotica writers, I'm not talking about, like, hardcore stuff. I'm talking about the romance that has sex in it and things like that, like they all write under pen names, but they're like that E.L. James that wrote the 50 Shades of Grey. And, like, those, they do very, very well. Like, if you read them on Goodreads, they have, like, 500, 600,000 views. They're, like, books you've never even heard of before. And they're a series of 20 books. And each book has, like, 500,000 reviews. Well, 500,000 reviews at $10 for a Kindle book or something like that. That's a lot of money that those people are making. So yeah, I do think that with self-publishing you can make a lot of money. I think in certain genres. And I also want to say that when I was looking up The Housemaid, I think I read this on here, her first book she self-published, and then her third book was actually picked up by, I think it was Macmillan or somebody like that. So you can self-publish and then later be picked up by a publisher if that's what your dream is. I don't know that I even really care about traditional publishing anymore because the money is not as great as people think it is. And the other thing that I was told by somebody was, I can't remember who told me this, it was Brent Hardiger maybe? It wasn't him, because his books did really well. He wrote the geography class books that they made that one into a movie. One of the kids from Glee was in it. It was great. I loved that whole series. I can't remember who I was talking to as a writer, because I used to, like, reach out to a lot of writers to ask them suggestions, and what they said was their first book did very, very well. The second book, which they paid for a tour, or maybe it was the third book, that they paid for the tour and they gave them an advance and all that kind of stuff, didn't even sell at all. So they had to pay back the advance on the book, and they had to... Oh, she's taking her neighbor now out to the backyard to cover up plants, too. So whoever it was he, I think, I can't remember who I was talking to, had to pay, like, back the advance, or that advance came out of the next sale of the book. And then, like the expenses for the tour and stuff like that. Like they cut the tour off half because it wasn't like nobody was showing up for the tour and stuff like that. So it's not as great like traditional publishing as you think it is. Well, she was talking about, so you have two options. If you go through Audible and you just basically get to pick the narrator, which is what I did, I think, right? It's like when you have your book sold through Barnes & Noble and stuff like that. Barnes & Noble takes like 35% off the top, and then the publisher, you get like 15% of the total book sale. So if your book is like $10, you're getting like $1.50 for every $10 for every book that's sold, right? It's not a lot. People think it's a lot, but it's not, right? Unless you're like unless you're getting a contract. So where you're getting upfront pay or like a percentage or higher percentage and things like that. And if you like are somebody like Danielle Steele, well then sure, James Patterson, you can say I want, 40%, and they're going to give that to you because they know that they want, your business. But she was saying the other way you can do it is you can self-record your books and then you own 100% of the rights. So then everything that you pay the narrator right off the top of it, but everything that you make from that book, then even if it's sold on Audible or wherever, you make you pay Audible for posting it on there, right? But then everything else for that you make 100%. So she was saying it's kind of like a smarter way to go do it on your own. But she was saying it can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to hire a studio, have a narrator. It could even cost upwards of more of that, right? Well, apparently there's some situation that's going on. She didn't come out and say who it was. She said it wasn't her genre. She said it was romance. She did say that, but she said there's apparently some big scandal that's going on, that some man that was narrating a lot of these books, these romance books, apparently he's married and whatever, but he goes by a pen name. He was cheating on his wife and trying to hook up with other authors or people that were, she just kept on referring to his behavior. Well, what's being asked now is that the books that are narrated by him are being pulled, okay? Well, what she was saying is that if he had worked through Audible, then that's one thing, right? But you have authors out there that have, let's say, 10 books, all she uses the same narrator for Misfortune books. You have 10 books that are all narrated by this guy, right? And now they've paid him $10,000. Yeah, they can pull those books off of Audible and they can have them re-recorded, but that's $100,000 they're going to lose to have it re-recorded. So then the author suffers because they had no idea that, it's really an interesting conversation, even when you think about acting and Kevin Spacey with House of Cards and things like that, that those people suffer because of the behavior of the people that are representative of that. And it's interesting when you think about even watching Vanderpump Rules, when she would say, when you go to bars, people know that you work for SUR. You're representative of who I am, right? And I can remember, when I worked in treatment, one of the things you had to do, when you walked out the door, was you had to take off your, what's that thing called? The lanyard or whatever that had your name tag on it. You could not go into Subway or the gas station or the grocery store with you could not have that on you. You could not have your name tag, whatever, because you're a representative. So that was really important, and I know a lot of places like that, right? So it's interesting to me, that whole conversation, when you're talking about the narrator that they've chosen. Even if the book, she was saying something like this guy might have narrated your book 10 years ago. Well, now because he's acting inappropriately, the author is being held accountable, and the author's being blacklisted. And apparently what they're doing is, because you can return any book to Audible that you want to, right? You can even read it and say, I didn't enjoy this book, I want to return it. I don't think I've ever done that on Audible. People told me that you can do it years ago. I feel like the author is the one that loses out on that money, so I'm not going to do that to them, and really, in the long run, it's not that much money. It's a credit equals $11 or something like that. I would only do that if I listened to a book and it was scratchy and you couldn't even really hear it and stuff like that. But very rarely do I ever listen to a book where the recording is that bad. But I do think that what she said in there, if you guys want to go to and see it, she posted a long thing about it. It's on the Jana DeLeon Instigators is what I call it, because it's Instigate, anyway, they refer to that in the book. But they talk a lot about the books and the new releases and stuff. And but I think it's an interesting conversation when you talk about television shows and other actors and actresses and, you know, like movies and things like that. Like, you know, what accountability do they have to be, you know, like take things down, be blacklisted, re-record it, things like that. You know, because I guess these authors are being like blacklisted as far as people are telling them don't buy their books because they're narrated by this guy. I have no clue who she's talking about, but it was interesting to read that. So what else was I saying? Okay, so last night Alex went over to, well, he went out to dinner with 4 of his girlfriends. And then afterwards, they went to his other girlfriend's house. She lives really far away. I just found out her and her boyfriend today at brunch are buying a house, or they just like closed on a house. So she will be living a lot closer, which is actually a good thing. So anyway, because she lives really, really far away. But they went back to her house and they were playing that thing that we play at Caroline's house for holidays, like that You Don't Know Jack on the computer screen. I love that game so much. But they were sat around and playing that. So he got home about, I don't know, it was 2, something like that. I laid down and took a little nap with Boo Radley. I ordered some cheesecake. I did not eat healthy at all last night. And I ordered some Cheesecake Factory with Alex. Or with Boo. I ordered some Cheesecake Factory and then I laid down with Boo Radley. I can't get anything straight. And then I was like, what did I watch first? Oh, I finished Life and Beth last night, the 2nd season. I know there's a lot of people out there that are not like Amy Schumer fans and whatever. I like her in that show. I think I kind of get her sense of humor a little bit. But Life and Beth season 1, I loved. Life and Beth season 2, I did not love. Although, I think it's really interesting because I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it won't because it starts right away. She and her husband are having like a lot of issues. And so she like can't really put her finger on it, but like he's really different, like even in season 1. It's the guy that played, what was he in that? He's been in a couple movies and stuff. He's a fantastic actor. But anyway, it comes out that, and I think it's interesting because we always talk about this from like a parent's point of view or whatever. We never talk about it from a spouse's point of view. And so she really wants to push him to like have this test that he's like on the spectrum, right? And so she like takes this computer test and she's like trying to like coerce him. She's like, oh, you should come over here and like take this test. And he's like, what for? And she's like, because it might like tell you that you might have it or you might not, you know, and whatever. And that he's like, you know, autistic. And so she's like, so he takes the test and he goes into the other room and she's like, so what did it say? And he's like, oh, it said I probably 100% have it or something like that. So then he ends up like going and seeing this therapist. It's really endearing, you guys. It's really, really endearing to see how mental health situations or mental health diagnoses affect spouses and how spouses deal with that, and then how the other person that has a mental health diagnosis, like how they feel like they're letting their spouse down or they're misunderstood or not heard, and how those people have to work together. And I think what was so endearing about it to me was, I know that it's not in the same boat, but from an addictions point of view, like there are so many things that like, you know, addiction is a thinking disease, not a drinking disease, right? Is one of the things we say. There's ways that I think about the world. I get real worked up by stuff, very similar to a lot of my friends that are addicts and alcoholics, right? That I think that Alex wasn't necessarily prepared for when he got in a relationship with me. Those are things that he's learned about over time. And so, and also like with the OCD, like having to explain, like we had to have a session where our therapist looked at Alex and said, I don't think you have any clue because Peter's keeping it hidden. I mean, like almost kind of like, there's like such a shame and embarrassment that goes along with like this stuff because you've hid it for so long. But anyway, there was a session that we had where our therapist had to look at Alex and say, I don't think you really have any idea how severe Peter's OCD is. Like, you have no idea because he's kept it hidden from you for so long. And when I started, like, and our therapist was, like, having me explain some of those things to Alex, like, Alex really had no clue at all. Like, he had noticed a couple of the things. You know, he knew some of them, but, like, he didn't know to the lengths that it went to. And so, to see a couple work through issues like that, it just was really, really cool to see in the show. But the show is very, very sad, the 2nd season. I mean, the whole show is kind of sad. It's like, it's dark humor, but it's in kind of like a very kind of like sad kind of way. I swear to God, I said, there's no way I can talk for another 40 minutes. And look, I haven't even finished telling you guys what I did last night. I'm like at a minute away from the hour mark. I can't believe it. I've been like doing some long vlogs lately. But anyway, so I finished that last night. I had like 3 episodes left. I finished that. That was what I was doing like while I was, well, whatever. And so I finished that, and then at some point I took a nap, ate, and then took a nap with Boo Radley. He was running around like crazy. It was so windy last night. I mean, it was so windy. And he was running around. I thought he was going to blow away and stuff. So anyway, I went to, whenever I wear my wedding band, people always notice that. So I don't get up and put my wedding band on. Alex doesn't either. Unless we leave the house, like he wears his, wedding band. He wears his wedding band, engagement ring, and our original one. Those two don't fit me. The reason that we got these rings, or Alex got them for us a couple years ago, it's going to stop. So, our original engagement rings are matching rings from Tiffany's. They're very, very cool. Alex wears his every day to this day. And then Alex got us just like silver bands that say something inside of them, and then it was a line that we said at our wedding, and then has our names on them and the date. Neither one of those fit me anymore. The wedding band that he got me, he got like a size too small, and the thing is that like if you have it like expanded out, like it will change what it says inside. So that was more important to me than the ring actually fitting. It was always too small. It would fit, but like even like when I first wore it, it was like really, really tight. The engagement ring, I thought that I could wear it when I was like, the last time I was like 218 and below. And then when I got to 218, I put it on and it's still like really, really tight. And and I don't know why it's not fitting me now. So I don't know. But I have both those rings. So Alex wears all 3 of the rings. And then we got these rings, the Cartier love rings, but I love these rings so much. So anyway, he got these for us when we were in Vegas the last time we went there for our anniversary, because I needed a ring that would fit. But neither one of us, like Alex, the first thing he does when he comes home is takes off all 3 rings and puts them like on his iPad next to his bed. We don't, either one of us wear rings unless we go out. But like I always wear my ring when I go out, always. So I have to be honest with you, like, this is probably a very unpopular opinion. I'm not really into married men that don't wear their wedding bands. I don't really understand it, and if you want to know the truth. I know I'm pissing off probably half the people out there, because probably a lot of people's husbands don't wear wedding bands and they're like completely fine with that, or it's like me, they've gained weight. But like for Alex, it was really, really important that like I had a rubber ring that I bought, like one of those athletic rubber rings, so that when I went out, like I had a ring that I wore, and it was important for Alex that I had a wedding band that I wore. I think it's interesting to me because most of the women that I know that are married to men that don't wear wedding bands, and most of those men, if you want to know the truth, have really never worn wedding bands, or they get to a certain age and they don't wear wedding bands. It's not necessarily men because they can't fit into it. I understand that. You can also get ring sized. Our engagement ring is a wire woven ring from Tiffany's that you cannot get sized. The engagement band, or the wedding band, I could. But if I do, then it will, like this one, like, okay, this one is like loose now on me, right? And when I asked, I said, can I get it like sized down if I lose weight? And she said, if you do, she said it would just be smarter to get another ring, because the locks on here, if you like on the, you guys know what a love bracelet or love ring looks like. The locks, they won't change, so you can't really size it down. So, I mean, I'll always keep this, but, like, if this gets to a point where it doesn't fit, I'll probably get another ring. I'll probably get this exact same ring, but just, a smaller size. I don't know why that irritates me. I feel like it's because, I mean, I've known a couple men that are just like, yeah, it's so uncomfortable, it doesn't fit me, or whatever. Like, I understand that, I get that, But then that's not typically the man that I'm talking about. I'm typically talking about the man that is very flirtatious. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like, they're not wearing a wedding band because they choose not to wear a wedding band. But I don't understand why, like, they're like if their wife tomorrow never wore their engagement ring, and I know that there are a lot of couples, like, because when I say this, they'll be like, well, my husband and I, we've never worn rings. Listen, I get that. I used to wear, you know, back with my ex wore a wood ring for a while, loved wood rings, whatever. You do you, whatever. I'm talking about, okay, the relationships where one spouse always wears a ring and the other one doesn't when they go out. I can tell you when I went out, like I typically always had like a rubber ring on or something back in the day, you know, or whatever. But I mean, there was a period that it wasn't, but when people would ask me, I'd be like, oh, it's because I've gained too much weight. And people would ask that in videos all the time. They'd be like, you don't ever wear a wedding band, and Alex does. And I'd be like, yeah, because I've gained so much weight. I mean, at that point, I was like 260. We got married when I was like 190. Okay, we're talking about 70 pounds I had put on. That ring was not fitting on my finger, period, end of story. There's no Crisco in the entire world that would put that you know, ring on my finger. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like men that would have a real issue if their wife tomorrow stopped wearing their wedding band and engagement ring. Like, they would throw a fit if their wife, like, left and went out with their girlfriends to, like, a bar or restaurant and didn't wear their wedding band or their engagement ring. But they never wear their wedding band. I mean, I know some men that I don't think, like, I have seen them wear a wedding band, like, in the last, like, 10, 20 years. Like, seriously. Hey, how are you? Good. And they're always like super, super flirty with people too, or with women, you know? Like, that's always real interesting to me, I think. I do have some pretty strong opinions about things like that. I think it's also like a pride thing too, like, I always wanted to wear a ring, like, when I was heavier, but I didn't want to buy a ring. I know this is going to make no sense unless you struggle with weight, too. And then you'll probably get it. But when you're, like, when you've gained a lot of weight, you always think you're going to lose that weight. So it's like, you don't want to buy something that's a huge financial investment just to lose weight and not be able to wear it, right? And so I kept on saying, well, no, I'm going to lose weight. I mean, I know it's a big joke to a lot of people out there, but in my head, I really always thought that I was going to lose weight. I really did, right? That's why I'm doing the healthcare journey now. And so for years, you know, for 12 years, I thought, oh no, there's no reason to buy a bigger ring because I'm going to lose the weight, you know? I really did believe that. And so, I don't know. I also think it's like pride. Like, I'm proud to be married. Like, I love to wear my ring, you know? I think if I gained weight back again and I couldn't wear this one, I think I would do some things differently. Like, if I gained back enough weight and I was, like, at that weight for, like, 2 or 3 months, I think I would immediately go out and just buy some ring. I don't care if it was, like, a $30 or $40 ring or $20 ring or whatever. That's not going to stay down there like that. She's got this sheet blowing in the wind. You are cussing on my channel. I think that's the first swear I've ever heard you say. She said, no shit, Sherlock. It is so windy outside, and she has got this. Is that plastic, or what is that? It's what? I don't know what that means. Flock? Just because it's big white sheets like blowing in the wind. She's trying to like put it over her. Oh, she's got daffodils and all kinds of things over there. Oh, she's putting rocks and bricks and down things on it. She's so smart. Look at my smartest neighbor in the whole world. I am impressed. Oh, she's putting clay flower pots on top of it. This is the kind of stuff that I could sit here and just watch all day long. Anyway, so then last night, oh my God, I can't believe I've gone almost an hour and 9 minutes. The battery's at the halfway mark, so it's going to die here soon anyway. But then I got up and, you know what, actually, I should probably do? I'm going to run inside, I'm going to heat this coffee up real quick. I'm probably not going to vlog for a whole lot longer, but I'm going to heat this coffee up real quick. I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'm going to get another battery, okay? And then that way I can sit out here and I can continue to watch my neighbor. I can act like I'm filming, which I will be filming, but I can continue to watch my neighbor as she covers up this stuff in the wind. She gets it, I feel bad, she gets it covered up and then it blows back up again. You need heavier bricks. I'd give you some, but I don't have any. Anyway, okay. And then I'm going to vlog for probably like another 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll just wrap this up. But I wanted to warm my feet are a little cold too because I don't have any socks on, so my ankles are a little cold. But I'll be back. I'll be back in 2 and 2. Okay, I'm back. Y'all ain't gonna ever, y'all ain't ever gonna guess what I did in between. It's shake and bake, and I helped. Well, I went and got my meditation books, and I filmed a 14-minute Peterisms video while I'm sitting out here, and my neighbor she is surveying her work. How'd you do? Did you get it all covered? And I heated up my coffee. Did you say you got your back done too? Somebody's walking down the street. She needs a coat on. This girl, she's got her... Are teenagers wearing hokas now? This girl didn't look like she was any older than 15 years old. She had these pink and blue hokas on and these like long Pilates pants, and then she had on like this sweatshirt. I'm like, you need to have a coat on. It is too cold out here. But anyway, I heated up my coffee, and then as I was finishing my Peterisms video, I heard my husband come downstairs. So he must have been like laying in bed, and when he came downstairs, he fed Boo Radley earlier. We took him out and stuff, so yeah, I got a Peterisms video done. Can you even believe it? Okay, so last night, that's what I was going to say. I didn't even get to the last night, all kind of stuff. So I finished Life and Beth. I was on the last episode, and Tanya texted me, and she said, have you watched Apples May Fall? I said, I have not watched Apples May Fall. And then she said, oh my God, the book was so good. I'm like, we had many conversations about this. The book is fantastic by Leah Moyerty. It's 7 episodes. Tanya said she watched the whole thing yesterday. She goes, this is one of the best series I've ever seen in my entire life. She said, it is so good. And I said, really? And she goes, oh my God, it's so good. She goes, you're going to love it. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to start it last night. Well, I didn't start it last night because that was when I laid down after Life and Beth and took a nap. And I got up, and I was just totally in the mood to watch true crime. And so I lit a bunch of candles, turned off the lights. I was very spooky and scared. Oh my God, I was so scared being by myself, until Alex got home. So I had put out on Twitter, and I had also put on my Instagram story suggestions for true crime. And I don't care if they're like, I don't care if it's like a documentary that's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't care if it's like a 6-part series about one topic. Or I don't care if it's 15 seasons, okay, of every episode being different. I just want people to tell me what they think is the best. A lot of people had suggested to me to watch Evil Lives Here. So last night, I started watching Evil Lives Here. And I would watch an episode of that, and then I would watch an episode of Murder Under the Friday Night Lights. I think I'm 4 episodes deep into both. Well, I'm like on the... I swear to God, I just saw a mouse run over there. little mouse. I'm on like the 4th episode of... Going into the 4th episode of Murder Under the Friday Night Lights. 4th episode of the 2nd season. And then on Evil Lives Here, I'm like going into the 4th episode, I think. Yeah, of season 1. There's like 15 or 20 seasons, you guys. I didn't realize that. So I will tell you, I don't love reenactments. Okay, that's the first thing. Like, it has to really go along with the show. I don't love reenactments. I think reenactments are kind of cheesy. But Evil Lives Here is... it's like a true crime story about people that live with really evil people, kind of, or like they're in their families. I don't know. It's just like they're all just the same thing. All just true crime stories. But the first one that I watched was... Okay, I don't really remember them. I don't remember which ones they were in order. I think the first one was the guy that was... It's so weird because so many things have happened in Aurora, Colorado. That whole area of Colorado is like... I think it's a triangle of evil over there. I think Aurora is where the shooting in the movie theater happened because the Batman movie, because Batman Rising or whatever, because we read that book in our true crime book club. I almost swear that's Aurora, Colorado, but I could be wrong. But anyway, it was about this kid, and it was all told from the point of view of his stepmom, and then his dad came in halfway through. They never really ever said what happened to his mom in the thing, and she referred to herself as their mom, but then at one point she said he wanted his parents back together. So I was like, well, where's the biological mother? But anyway, this kid had like a lot of like behavioral issues and was in and out of psych programs, and then he like shot and killed 8 people in this mall. It was like horrible. That was one of them. And then I think I like Evil Lives Here. I mean, they're scary, I will say that. But I think I like the true crime shows more that are more like you follow like a case from like beginning to end and them trying to investigate it. This is more like, you know, it's like already closed up and it's like an afterthought of them telling the story. It's not really true. I mean, it's true crime, but it's like them telling you it from like somebody's perspective. And then there was another one that I watched, and it was about this guy that had these. Oh, I watched 3 of them last night. It was about this guy that had, his name was RP, and his sister, her name was Darnell or something. It was spelled real weird, but she was real sweet. And they had grown up together and had a lot of issues. And then he constantly was telling people, he like at one point like lied to his family and said that he was HIV positive, and like for a whole year. And then he just came out and said it was a joke. He never was. And so nobody really ever knew what to believe of him. And then he said he had killed these people. Well, it ended up that he had killed these people. He killed like 7 or 8 women, and they found 2 of their bodies. He was killing prostitutes, and then he killed like 2 of them. There was like a lot of like religious like weirdness to it too. Like before he would kill these women, he would like pray with them and stuff like that. And because when 2 people come together to talk to God, God listens or something. Anyway, it was scary. And so, and his sister thought that he was going to shoot her when she dropped him off in the woods. And so I watched that one. And then I feel like that might have been the 3rd one that I watched. Or maybe it was, did I watch 4 of them? I watched this one that it was about this woman. I feel like I've heard of this case before. This woman in England, and she was married to this guy named Peter Tobin. I think that was his name. And he was like 30 years older than her when they got married, or 20 years older than her, or something like that. And he like killed these women too. Am I getting these stories mixed up? All of them had bodies buried in the backyard. He had bodies buried in the backyard. These 2 women. He had like killed, like he went to prison originally for like assault. Then he got a sexual assault. Then he got out. And then they found out that he had killed these women and girls. Like the youngest was like 9 years old. That one was really, really horrible. People were telling me different places that you could watch it. They were like, it's on this, it's on that, blah, blah, blah. I'm watching it on Max. Here, I'll tell you which episode I'm on. And then on Murder Under the Friday Night Lights, I watched... One was about this girl. She was a cheerleader, and she was killed in her home. She was 14, and it was because she was dating this guy that was like older than her, and he killed her. And then I watched, the last one that I watched before I went to bed was, well, I started watching another one and then I turned it off, was this coach. Apparently his son is now the head coach at the University of Texas. His name is Kinney, but it's spelled Kinne. His name was Gary Kinney, I think, and he was shot and killed. These are like new ones. These have just like happened. Like this is the newest season. It just like came out. Because these are ones that just like happened in the last couple years. Where am I at? Where's my continue watching? Why is it not pulling up my continue watching? Come on now. My list. Lost Women of Highway 20. The Shallow Graves. Why is it not pulling up what I'm watching right now? Does that do that on your phone? I mean, I don't watch it on my phone. I watch it on my iTunes. Recommended for you. Continued for you. Okay, let's just look it up. Did I really watch that many of them last night? Lives Here. Okay. There's like 3 different Evil Lives Here. Okay, so the first one, Something is Different About Robbie. That was the one about the guy that shot them all. My Brother's Secret. That was the one that said that he killed the women, and then he said he had HIV, and then he was killing prostitutes. And the third one is called Cheating Death, and that was the Peter Tobin guy, or whatever his name was, that was in England. The fourth one, which I started last night, is called The Prophet, and it's some religious cult, and I started watching that last night, but I didn't finish it. And there's also Evil Lives Here, Shadow, Evil Lives Here, Interview, okay. Murder Under the Friday Night Lights, where is that at? Here it is, Murder Under the Friday Night Lights. Season 3, when did it come out? It doesn't say. Okay, delaying charges, Texas cheerleaders unsolved murder. So that was about the Natasha girl. I talked about that one. Homecoming murder, that was about the 14-year-old that she dated like this 19-year-old. And then Winning at All Costs, that was about George Kenny, an East Texas football coach. And then did I start watching the next one? The Attack of a Puncher? No, I didn't start watching the next one. So those were the ones I got to. So I'm on episode 4 for both of those. And then Alex and I tonight are going to watch RuPaul's Drag Race and RuPaul's Drag Race Untucked. And then, yeah. But I have a hair appointment tomorrow, so I don't know. I don't know, like, how much I'm going to get tomorrow. Because my hair appointment's actually, like, right in the middle of the day. It's at 2 o'clock. I don't know why I scheduled an appointment at 2 o'clock. So it's at 2 o'clock tomorrow, which means I have to leave here at, like, 1. Which means I have to, like, start getting stuff ready no later than 11. Now, if I don't stay up super late tonight and I get up early, I can probably film some videos before I leave tomorrow. If not, then that puts me back here at about 3:30. And then Alex gets off at 5, which means that I'm going to have, like, an hour and a half to film videos if I start filming, like, the minute that I get in. I think it's supposed to be cold again tomorrow. I mean, obviously I'll vlog, but... Obviously I'll vlog, but I don't know how much more I'll film. Well, I just put up that, well, if some people give me good topics for drama videos, let's see what people put up here so far. Should we see what people are asking for? So funny that people don't even know that this is in my vlog. Okay. I haven't got that many recommendations yet. Kyle Mauricio, True Crime, True Crime, True Crime, Kate Middleton. I have a whole Kate Middleton video for my drama channel. I have a whole, let's see, I got 2 messages. Hold on a second. I have a whole Kate Middleton video already outlined. I mean, it's not really that exciting. You guys want to know what it's called? Conspiracies, Illuminati, and Where is Kate Middleton? That's probably not what the title will end up being. But anyway, I have that outlined. So I might make that one tomorrow because I kind of know what I'm already going to talk about with that. And then I'll probably do a Peterisms video, and just... if anybody has any suggestions for a Peterisms video, go over there and put them over there. My books, all of my books, my new gay books, probably come. So I'll either do, this would be my hope, if I can get all these videos done. I will either do like a book haul, but I'll probably do a book announcement. Mel and I decided what book we're going to read for a True Crime Book Club for April. So I'll probably do the book club announcement and talk about the book for True Crime Book Club, as well as the book for Peter's Book Club, which I have like 3 that I'm going to pick from. So, I don't know. Then I want to pick 2, but then I'm like, no, because I just want to pick 1. It's a book club. You can just pick 1, Peter. Next month you can pick something else. Oh, that's a good way for me to think of it. So, I was going to do 3 of them. 1 of them has been out for a long time. 2 of them are new, so I'll probably pick from one of the 2 that's new. And a lot of people have said they have already read this one, so I'll probably just, like, pick this one. Yeah, that's a good way to go about it. And then I hope Reese's book club in April is a thriller, because I'm ready for a good recommended thriller from her. So, yeah. I'm going to go inside and put on my pajamas and hang out with little Boo Radley and my husband. So I'm going to get off here now, and that's my day. So we'll see what I get done tomorrow. I don't have anything really to review, although I do have something to review. It's not real exciting, but people have asked me to review it. And then, do I have a Peter Does Stuff video for tomorrow? I don't think so. But anyway, Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the videos go tomorrow. I'll just kind of probably wing it and just and make what I make and not get too stressed out about it, you know? Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically I couldn't remember what day it was going to be. I hope you are having a magically amazing Sunday and that you're getting relaxed, rejuvenated, refreshed, and renewed for the week ahead. Just relax tonight. Just get cozy, light a candle, take a bath, watch a show, read a book. Just get relaxed for the week ahead, you know? Just get all relaxed. And then we're going to go into this next week with peace of mind. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want, or if you need to remember this tomorrow, if you wake up, you need to start your week over, just start it over. So I'm gonna start this whole week over Monday and everything. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Sundays are great days for that. Just stop by somebody's house on the way home from somewhere and say, hey, I just want to say hi. Brought you a candy bar, or text them and say I was just thinking of you today, or call somebody and say, hey, I was just wanted to see how you were doing, or send somebody a letter or a postcard, whatever, you know. Also, be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more, because if you're kinder to yourself, then you'll be kinder to others, and it's just nicer to be kinder to yourself too. And if you love yourself more, then you'll love others more as well. And I think that's it. And for anybody that's going through some hard times out there right now, you're stronger than you know. I think that sometimes gets me through stuff, you know? You're stronger than you know. What you're going through right now is building you into a stronger person that you will be on the other side, and you'll look back and you'll be like, damn, I got through that. I'm stronger than I thought I was. You're stronger than you know that you are, and you can make it through whatever you're going through right now, and things are going to get better. Bright days are ahead. And I love you guys so much. I hope that you have a fantastic week, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Oh, and for those that need to hear it, for those that want to hear it, for those that need to want to hear it, for those that want to need to hear it, for those that just happen to stick around. One more, I love you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.